Howdy. Welcome back. We got a special little treat for y'all today. You've heard of Jim Beam, right? I know you have. Everybody's heard of Jim Beam. But have you heard of his grandson? Booker No. This is a fourth batch from 2023 of Booker's. It is a small batch. Booker's coined the term small batch. Most people don't know that. And if you haven't heard of Booker's before, don't feel bad. They don't do social media. They believe that they should let their bourbon do the talking. And I show you it does. It's some good shit. Hoo-wee. So we got this a while back. This is, like I said, it's the fourth batch, 2023. It's called the Storyteller batch. And you can see, let me unbox it for you. You might not see that, huh? Let me unbox it for you. Take that out. Boom. You got it. It's very good. As you can tell from how much is gone, we quite like it. It is a high proof. All of Booker's bourbons are high proof. They're about 126, 127 proof. So they're not something you want to sip on and go somewhere. They're something you want to sip on and stay at home. So we were at the liquor store right up from our house. It's a wonderful liquor store. I ain't gonna tell y'all where it is because then you'll know where I live, and I don't want that. And we found this. So this is the third release 2023, also known as a mighty fine batch. And again, it's Booker's, and it is a small batch. I've already unboxed this. I tried to do this video once before, but the light was over here and Bella was hacking and everything went wrong, so we're redoing it. So now you get to see the second unboxing of a mighty fine batch. They all come in this nice box. It's got a little card in each box that tells you which warehouses the bourbon came from, because each of these bourbons are different. They pick them from different barrels and different warehouses, and they combine the whiskey and create each batch that they send out. They only send out 4 a year, so if you see one, get it for sure. They're a little pricey. They're about $100 a bottle. Don't pay more than $110. Get ripped off. About 100, 105, 107. Get it. This one is 126.6 proof. It's been aged for 7 years, 1 month, and 10 days. And if that aging seems a little odd to you, well, yeah, it is. Because Booker's believes that it is ready when it's ready. There's no set time limit on when they release their bourbon. A mighty fine batch came from 7 different warehouses and 7 different barrels. And they combined it all, and they got this gem. And if you'll join me for a pour, we'll see what it's like. Look at that. Look at that color. It's like caramel. It's like golden sunset. It's like golden hour. It's gorgeous. They put in the work to get this. Getting like vanilla and oak. Just a little bit of leather, not much. It smells like a Kentucky hug. Know what I mean? Ooh! It's got bite. It's like a chihuahua. Don't look like much, but wishy-washy. Now all the Booker's is barrel proof bourbon. They actually repopularized barrel proof bourbon. It went out of style for a little bit, but now it's back. It's definitely a sipping bourbon. Like, you don't want to drink this, you know, after work or anything. This is like a special occasion. You know, your in-laws come over. It is strong, but you know, it's like vanilla and caramel, oak. Go get you a bottle. Go get you a bottle of that. I highly recommend going and finding you a bottle of this. You might not find it. It is a special release most of the time. Our store gets it in about 3 times a year. That's it. And we found this one last year. And we found this one this year. And this one came before this one. So they just you know, if you find it, get it, because it just comes randomly. And this was the only bottle they had of it. Luckily, we already knew about it, so we snatched it up when we could. It's a great bourbon. It's like I said, it's definitely a sipping bourbon. Now, Fred Noe, Booker Noe's grandson, he talks about don't drink it neat. You want to put some water in there and open it up. So we're gonna do that. I got some water here, and we're gonna take a little bit of it. I'm gonna transfer it over. Now remember, don't swirl your glass. You see everybody doing it. Do not swirl your glass. It releases ethanol and it'll numb your nose and you can't smell it and taste it how it's supposed to be tasted. So do not swirl your glass. It's a lot sweeter. Took away that harshness at the end. That really opened it up. I smell vanilla still. The brown sugar, it's really come through with like some brown sugar on top though. It's like sweet, but tough. Certainly sweetened it up a little bit. Took that harshness off the end. I taste more brown sugar coming through now. I still got the vanilla. Very oaky too. But not like over the top. It's just enough. That's delicious. And if you would, I'll read you a little bit off this card that comes in every box of Booker's. This is the batch story behind a mighty fine batch. The third release of Booker's Bourbon 2023 collection is Booker's Batch 2023-03. Mighty fine batch. This batch is named in honor of the signature phrase my dad, Booker Noe, used to compliment anything he approved of. From his namesake bourbon to his country ham. Booker Noe, I'll tell you that story later. It's got Booker Noe and country ham and a banker or some shit. It's a good story. I'll tell you later. If you knew Booker, then you knew mighty fine with his go-to phrase. He would often get together with other folks in the bourbon industry to taste samples of Booker's bourbon. And everyone knew when he sipped it and said it was mighty fine. Followed by, that's a damn good batch. Shortly before Dad passed away in 2004, I selected the barrels for a Booker's bourbon batch for the very first time. I was a little nervous at first. I had big shoes to fill. After tasting the sample, I shared with him. He looked at me and said, mighty fine job, son. A lot of people thought it was one of the best batches, but receiving Dad's vote of confidence made it that much more special for me. I'll never forget that moment. Booker was not one to embellish his compliments with many descriptive words, but I have a feeling he would say this batch is mighty fine, and I hope you think it is too. Fred Noe, Beam family, 7th generation master distiller. And yeah, you heard me right, Beam family. Not only does Booker share the same distillery, they share a bloodline. And it is a mighty fine bourbon. Go on and get you some. Let me know if you like it. Until next time, see you later.